Hello, Commissioners. My name is Odessa Rose,
And I'm Michael Rose.
and we are proud graduates of Northwestern High School. In November, you all will be voting as to whether you are going to keep Northwestern open or closed.
In this video, we're going to show compelling reasons why Northwestern should stay open as a high school, and also why you should also consider Northwestern for international model 21st century magnet school for Baltimore City.
Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. This is a statement from Thomas Edison that Chairman Cooper quoted. When I read that, I immediately thought about Northwestern in the 21st century school model. Based on the description of a 21st century school, Northwestern fits it to a T, with its 4.5 acres of grass, windows letting in natural light, the courtyard in the center of the building. It is ideal for a 21st century school except for one thing. In November of 2012, Michael Sarbanes met with parents in the community to explain that the school board voted to close Northwestern because, according to the Jacobs report, it will cost $48 million just to repair the deficiencies. In a Jewish Times article written by Ron Snyder, Sarbanes said it would cost $48 million to renovate the building, making it cost prohibitive to keep it open. Students there would be transferred to Forest Park, which would only require $13 million in renovations, Sarbanes said, in large part because it is air conditioned. Since that article, the renovation budget for Forest Park has risen to $70 million. But getting back to the $48 million to renovate Northwestern, if this price tag is true, it says two things. One, for Northwestern or any school to need that much money just to repair deficiencies, school officials have grossly neglected it and have done a complete disservice to the students, teachers, administrators, staff, and the community in which the school resides. And based on Northwestern's current budget, during the co-location of Northwestern and Forest Park this coming year, its staff and students will be forced to continue to dwell in substandard conditions without adequate staff, technology, and educational tools, equipment, and support needed to succeed academically, while on the other side of the building, the staff and students of Forest Park will thrive in a 21st century educational environment. But that is not the second point. The second thing is this $48 million price tag says Northwestern looks like work, expensive, laborious work. But in actuality, it is an opportunity to make Northwestern the premier 21st century public school in Northwest Baltimore. All this board has to do is what Chairman Cooper quoted from Edison. Embrace the principles of hard work in regards to transforming Northwestern into a 21st century school, making it a public school that draws students from all over the city as well as the counties, just as the counties are drawing Baltimore City students to their schools. Do you believe this can happen, Commissioners? Commissioner Atkins, I understand you have two children who have graduated from Baltimore City Public Schools, which shows you believe in our school system. You are quoting as saying, I believe that great schools make a big difference in the lives of individual students, as well as in our neighborhoods and in the vitality of our city and state. This is absolutely true. But the schools in our neighborhoods are being closed. In the Park Heights community, we have seen 4 schools closed: Pimlico Junior High, Park Heights Elementary, Garrison Middle, and recently Langston Hughes. And now Northwestern is scheduled to close for about the 7th time. If this school board doesn't put in the work and allows Northwestern to close, Forest Park will be the only high school in this area for children to attend.
The perils of gentrification and segregated housing patterns that result from this sort of reconstruction approach to public education have been fully exposed in the Thomas versus HUD litigation and consent decree. This is a trend that harkens back to the darkest days of racial segregation, wherein the city's entire African American student population was forced to attend one of 2 high schools, either Dunbar on the east side or Frederick Douglass on the west side of Baltimore. If we fail to fully learn these lessons about the lasting effects of Baltimore's segregated past in the realm of public education, then we are most certainly doomed to repeating this sad chapter in our history again and again. When Northwestern was built in 1966, it represented a shining beacon to the rest of the city as its very first newly constructed post-segregation era high school. On its very first opening day, Northwestern's faculty, administration, and student body were all well integrated racially. More importantly, Northwestern High School opened as a top-notch educational institution that attracted both white and black students from as far away as Cherry Hill and as close as Falstaff, Glen, and Upper Park Heights neighborhoods. A rigorous and wide-ranging academic curriculum combined with exceptional high-quality instruction and award-winning athletic programs and extracurricular activities made this fully integrated high school the envy of secondary public schools throughout Baltimore City. But not only that, Northwestern went on to produce an entire generation of leaders, doctors, lawyers, judges, nurses, successful business owners, and elected officials. Did it take hard work to create the Northwestern High School of the 60s, 70s, and 80s? You bet. Thank God our parents' generation was willing to do that hard work on our behalf. Now it is incumbent for our generation to step up and embrace a similar vision and work ethic to transform Northwestern into the 21st century model for secondary education that our increasingly diverse city student population needs and deserves.
Not only that, but according to your plans, Forest Park is going to be a dynamic facility which will draw students to it from all over the city. The problem with that is Forest Park will have at least 900 students if it merges with Northwestern. According to the facility summary, after renovations, state-rated capacity for Forest Park will be 927 students, so it will be overcrowded within a couple of years. Commissioner Atkins, in your article entitled On Race, Moving from Fear to Friendliness, you stated each of us makes hundreds of choices that can enhance the experiences of individuals and communities. I ask you, if you all make the choice to keep Northwestern open, in what ways will that choice enhance the educational experiences of our children and our communities? Commissioner Kashani, you stated all adults, parents, neighbors, caregivers, coaches, teachers, and everyone associated with city schools need to provide children with the resources and opportunities to realize their fullest potentials. Do you believe that closing Northwestern will take resources and opportunities away from our children? Mr. Rose and I have an autistic son, Brian, who graduated from Northwestern this year, second in his class. He received a wonderful education. We have a son, Marcus, who applied to 4 schools and was initially only accepted to Northwestern. He did a second interview at the independent school and was accepted, but he elected to go to the school that first opened its doors to him. The staff, students, parents, alumni, and community have been working tirelessly for 13 years to keep Northwestern from closing. We've held and attended meetings, spoken with the press, city council persons, school board members. The Northwestern High School Alumni Advisory Board has even collaborated with educators and have developed a viable curriculum that would truly benefit our students and make Northwestern the 21st century school everyone is looking for. But if Northwestern continues to look like work, we will miss out on a great opportunity to transform it into the resource Commissioner Kashani spoke about. Without your help, this could be Northwestern's final year. The funny thing is, even with its closing, 150 students chose to come here. In the Jewish Times article mentioned earlier, according to the Jacobs Report, Northwestern, which was built in the 1960s, has a capacity of 1,603 students, yet a projected 2016 enrollment of just 385.
As of the time for Forest Park's planned relocation at Northwestern High School's enrollment actually stood somewhere near 511 students. This statistic, in the face of repeated threats of school closures for Northwestern over the past decade, says an awful lot about what our community and our students truly want and need, don't you think?
It is up to you, commissioners. Even though Northwestern was slated to be closed, our family, along with other parents from Northwestern, attended build meetings about the block grants and traveled to Annapolis with Bishop Dr. Douglas I. Miles to advocate for the funding to build 21st century schools in Baltimore City. Do you think you can find it in your hearts and in your budget to allow Northwestern to remain open? Believe me, our children are worth it. I hope this video gave you some compelling reasons as to why you should vote in November to keep Northwestern open.
And also to look at Northwestern as the magnet school for the 21st century in Baltimore City.